Welcome to Mondays with Melissa. Today I want to talk about life estates. Some people come into the office and they talk about life trusts or living trusts, but they really mean life estate. So sometimes we have to kind of figure out exactly what's going on. But a life estate involves real property. And a lot of times we'll see people come in where they have a deed that they've transferred typically to a child, and they've retained a life estate in the property. And that language is normally on the bottom of the deed somewhere where it says life estate interest retained for, and it'll have mom or dad's name or whoever made the transfer. That life estate is really a tax planning tool, and it has a value. So even though the house, the top of the deed, is going, say, from mom to daughter, and then the life estate language on the bottom, you'd assume that the entire house belongs to the daughter. But it doesn't. The life estate that mom is retaining, which is the right to live in the home as long as she's alive, has a value. And that value depends on both the full value of the property and mom's age at the time. So it does have a value. And sometimes people can get hung up with this because they transferred the house to, say, the child, mom retained a life estate, and the lawyer who did the transfer will always, in most cases I should say, not always, tell the client, and they should, if you sell the house while you're still alive, you're going to come into money from the sale because your life estate has a value. And that's a really important piece of information when we're doing planning, say, for long-term care. Because imagine the scenario where you've transferred the property to your child, you've retained the life estate or the life interest, and then down the road you need to go to a nursing home. Now you're in a nursing home and there's no need to keep your house any longer, right? Because it's just costing money to upkeep the house. So your family decides they want to sell the property. They sell the property, and now you come into your life estate value, which will likely bring you over the Medicaid limits of $32,396. And now you've no longer qualified for Medicaid. So that's only one of the problems. There's other tax issues that are involved when you sell a house with a life estate interest. Now, when somebody passes away and they own a life estate, the life estate goes away. It's extinguished at death. So at that point in time, the whole house would belong to, in my scenario, the daughter. And the daughter then inherits the house and can go ahead and sell the house and get the full value of it. But the tricky part is if the property is sold while, in my scenario, mom is still alive. And that's where these life estates become tricky, and why we do so many irrevocable trusts now instead of deeds with a life estate. Because the irrevocable trust, although the parent is retaining the right to reside in the property as long as they're alive, it's not written on the deed, and therefore no money comes into the parent's hands. So it is a much better way to do planning with your real property. But we do occasionally still see people coming in with these deeds that have the life estate language in them. Maybe they were done years and years and years ago before there were big changes to the Medicaid rules prior to 2006. And so we need to deal with them, and we need to make the best decisions and plan going forward. So most important is to have a conversation with an elder law attorney, with someone like myself, with our office, to say, okay, we need to sell this property. What's the best way to do it? Not, we sold the property, mom came into $100,000, now what? To have a plan set out beforehand is so important. So take a look at deeds, see if you see that language. It would be on the bottom. It says reserving a life estate. That's the terminology. You can always reach out and ask us if you have a question. If you want to read the language and see if that's what I'm talking about when I say life estate, happy to talk to you about it. Please like, share, and subscribe. Check out our website at konaelderlaw.com or give us a call at 631-390-5000, and we'll see you next week.